Well, hello all. Sunday, crowded out, semi-warm, semi-cloudy, and it's getting back to summer feeling again. I'm way overdressed. But let's go over to this globe and let's look at how warm our planet is becoming. I've never seen it like this. The bands of heat are getting thicker and thicker from the equator to both north and south. Now let's look up here and you'll see that a lot of heat is traveling almost all the way up into the North Pole with very warm temperatures for this time of the year. In fact, it's beginning to look a lot like early spring, isn't it? Especially around here with all the flowers coming out. All right, from this time on, we're going to be talking about politics. So if you're not into it, I can understand you wanting to leave, because this time it's tell it like it is. I mean, this is enough to take your hat off. The orange man here in the U.S. has dipped to even lower cruelty than he has done when he separated children from their mothers and putting a border wall up and only isolating the U.S. as if we're some kind of above everybody else approach. So from time to time we allow sick people from South and Central America to come up and get treatment. Not anymore. Because you have to remember that the CIA and the U.S. destroyed Central and South America with all their BS, trying to get every penny of oil money and everything else, selling them weapons and other horrible, mean, ugly things. Well, the orange man on his own, he's not a puppet for anybody, on his own rolled back the amount of food that school kids get of fruits and vegetables. So in other words, school kids that can't afford lunches, that are given lunches for their kids, children, we look after women and children here, right? Right here in the U.S. we do look after women and children. So the new rules will be a 1/4 cup of cucumber and 1 cherry tomato for their fruits and vegetables. Orange man, you have dipped to lows like no other. You're up there with Hitler and all the other despotic, horrible leaders. You're doing it on your own. Don't think that he's being told to do this kind of thing. But that's not all. Outrage is sweeping the U.S., where it turns out that the orange man turned away a 6-year-old child who has Down syndrome and heart complications and needs immediate medical attention, was turned away at the border. And guess what happened? Orange man, you are a disgrace. You dipped to no lows, and 45% of the U.S. backed this pile of garbage. They also back the reduction of food given to children, little children. In fact, here in the U.S., poverty is getting so bad that the Poverty Center of the world came through and found that in Alabama they have a ringworm problem, a severe outbreak of ringworm. Ringworm is caused by sewage being on the ground and then you touching that ground with your bare feet or hands, and then ringworms will burrow into you and go to your stomach or your intestines or wherever and cause ringworm syndrome. That's in your own shithole country, orange man. I have a video down below. Tom Hartman talks about whether this country is becoming a shithole or not. I invite you to watch it. The people of the pink, the real people, the followers, know what I'm talking about. You can't give any excuses for the orange man of the U.S. for holding back food and medical care for children. 6-year-old children. When children are young is when you need to feed them the most nutritious food, is when they're growing and their bones need the proper calcium. Do you know that the 2 vegetables and fruits that you're giving them has hardly any calcium for bone health or anything? And when they go home, they usually just get snacks like sugar stuff. So there's no calcium going into their skeletons anymore. Orange man. You could spend, instead of spending $3 to $6 on a border wall, you could spend that money on malnutrition for the poor. I know you can tell my voice is pissed, because I am. I can't stand people that do this kind of thing. I couldn't stand Hitler, the stories of his sickness, Pol Pot, and other cruel leaders of the world, and how half the country basically agrees with this guy that we need to reduce the amount of food for the lunch programs, because somebody can make money down the road if we take away some of the food and charge the same amount to the school districts. The orange man bringing good things to life. There is no excuse for such a pile of shit. I am completely against the death penalty. I really am. There's part of me back there that says, you know, if he was on death row, would you pardon him? Would you take him off death row? Would I? Pink? Have to think about that, huh? The orange man, a complete disgust. Now, there is a fix, and you know what it is. Bernie Sanders is the only candidate that would not do this kind of thing. All the rest, I don't know, especially on the Republican side. Disgust. Bernie Sanders, 2020. That's all I have to say. Do your homework, look into him, see if you can stomach Bernie Sanders, since there's no other lefty on the ticket yet. I do appreciate all the last comments. They were good. Lots of heavy discussion. I'll have the comments, the link to my last video in the comment section, along with Tom Hartman's video. And I appreciate the ups and downs, and definitely the new subscribers. Remember, I can't live stream until I get 1,000 subscribers, so can you help some? Then we'll maybe have some live streaming. But until then, I can't do anything. So until the next time.